Hey everyone, I haven't done a live on Instagram for a while, and this is a spontaneous one today, so I'm just going to dive right in because I don't have any expectation that you're going to join me now, but I know that a lot of you are going to watch this later. So first of all, I want to say hi to those of you that don't know me or that we haven't had a chance to connect like this yet. My name's Dr. Elizabeth Rogers, and it's really an honor to have you here and joining me. I was going to do a story about this today, but I changed my mind because I have too much to say, and I have to tell you all that you're going to start to get to see a new side of me because I've spent my entire life really living in what I consider some form of a cage in one way or another. You may not know this about me, but let's get to know each other better first. So I actually was a ballet dancer my entire life, and that was a very damaging system to be a part of because I spent that entire part of my life up through my early 20s trying to fit myself into a perfect little box for them, being constantly told that my body wasn't right, my body was awkward, and battling those types of things. So I tried really hard to fit their perfect mold for a while. Then I went into academia to become a doctor, and I was told that I was too creative, I was too innovative, that I thought too far outside the box. I've always been a square peg in a round hole. So at that point in my life, once again, I tried to fit their mold. And to be honest, and I'll share with you all, this was where my healing journey began. So while I was in graduate school, I went into the hospital with what were just regular kidney stones. Shouldn't have been a big deal. But instead, I had a surgeon who butchered me on the inside out, left me bleeding internally in the hospital rather than removing my kidney stones, never told me about it. And I went into septic shock and came within hours of losing my life. And literally against all of the odds, I survived. And the reason I survived is because of the moments that I'm here talking to you about, which is that I'm here to lead a movement to close the gaping wide holes that exist in the mainstream health system for not just those with chronic illness, but for those who actually want to heal. So I want to tell you a little bit about my journey, and then I want to talk to you more about autoimmune issues and your immune system, because I do want to just tell you that traditional mainstream medicine could not be more wrong when they talk to you about your immune system. And ladies in particular, we tend to have our power taken away from us inside that system. But just taking a step back, I'm feeling really passionate today, so I have so much to share with you. But anyway, I was fighting for my life while I had started graduate school. So it was very well known in my graduate school, which was the University of Pittsburgh, in case you're wondering, that I had health issues. Now, as a result, at that time, I was actually told by one of my female advisors. She said to me, well, Elizabeth, it's just that, and she sat back in her chair just like this, and she said, it's just that, there's a little cloud around your name in the department now. Her name was Dr. Kriska. You can look up her research if you want. And she should know that I'm writing a book to tell my story because it's just that unbelievable and extraordinary, and she is going to get her very own special chapter. So you can hear all about her story, and I'll tell you all if you'd like to hear someday what she really did to me. But that was just the beginning. She also put me in a closet to work, and that was the beginning of my battle, not just with more physical chronic health issues, because I started developing bloating, IBS, constipation, digestive problems, hormonal imbalances, migraines, acne, just you name it, chronic pain, chronic discomfort. I was literally a hot mess, just everything about me. I was a walking, talking, sick woman. My immune system was so weak that I would just, anything walking around I would pick up. I was, constantly in and out of the hospital. I was sick all the time. I was being put on lots of medication. And ultimately, because I was battling so much and I was battling silently inside the walls of academia, and it was very much a patriarchal, cutthroat environment, it was made very clear to me that it was not an environment in which I was allowed to talk about my mental health, my emotional health. And during that time of my life, I really started to struggle with lots of anxiety, lots of depression, and I could not talk about it with anybody. I couldn't talk about it with anybody because I knew that in academia, in a world where I was already seen as the square peg in the round hole, that for me to share that I was struggling and I needed help, that they would have just dangled that doctoral degree over my head and they would have kept me in prison forever. because they didn't want me to shine and survive. But against the odds, I decided to keep going anyway because I'm here to fulfill a purpose. And that's something I hope that if you don't know me yet, you'll get to know about me, is that I do what I do every day. And I get up and do what I do, and I try to lead from this place that is deep down inside of me, my passion and my purpose. Because I lived for one purpose, and I'm here in this lifetime with one purpose, and it is to help others heal, to guide others to take their power back so that they can see there is a better way, there is a path that doesn't mean you have to be suffering forever, that doesn't require medications. But in mainstream medicine, we unfortunately have our power taken away from us just so very often. And so I want to help you to restore it. I want to help you take your power back. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about today. Just want to talk to you about me because I know so many of you are new around here, and I haven't done a live in IGTV in so long. And it's so important to me to just connect with you heart to heart, genuinely like this. So I just want you all to know that whether or not I've had a chance to connect with you one-on-one or in a text or DM, I should say, or comment or anything like that, please just know that my heart is so full for you, and it's always my goal to provide a safe, sacred healing space where you know that you can be anything you need to be, that you're always welcomed and accepted as you are, and that it's a safe place to express all the things that you've gone through and that you're going through on your healing journey. But what I really want to talk with you about today is your immune system and autoimmune conditions. So I had mentioned in my stories earlier today that I was going to just do a story on this, but I have so much to say and so much passion around this topic that I really just need to say what I mean and be able to communicate this with you all clearly, because I know there are a lot of you out there, and the prevalence of autoimmune diseases, diagnoses, and conditions continues to grow worldwide. And I have worked with so many people over the course of my career, and I currently have a lot of clients who are struggling with some sort of autoimmune diagnosis. And why is that? Why are they becoming more common? Well, that's something I'd like to talk to you about. I, often hear reports of how traditional and mainstream physicians and doctors and other types of healers communicate with the people that I take care of, that I care for, communicate with my clients, communicate with the people I've consulted with in the past. And I have to tell you that I find it very unacceptable. I find it very unacceptable how traditional mainstream doctors talk to us all. Why is it that they talk to us this way? Well, let's just dive into that a little more deeply. So what I'm really fired up today about, and what really inspired me to come here and talk to you all about this topic today, is the fact that I had somebody who's been communicating with me via email send me a message this week, and this person is diagnosed with an autoimmune condition and has really been looking for support outside of the traditional healthcare ring to not have to rely on medications, to not have to be managed by traditional treatments and modalities, because this person is interested in finding a path to healing, but they're just not quite sure how to get there, and that's what I'm guiding them to do. Hey, Shano, it makes me so happy to see you. Please be here with me, love. I just love you all so much. This is my genuine self, and because I love you all and I'm so devoted to you all, it's why I get so fired up about these topics, because I want you to always have the truth. I want you to always feel empowered to take control of your health and your healing journey, not feel like you have to be dependent on a bunch of physicians who honestly are completely overlooking the true root causes of why you're stuck feeling the way you feel. So let's talk about immune systems and autoimmune conditions. Like I was saying, I have somebody who reached out to me via email this week, and I want to tell you word for word what they said their doctor said to me. Now, this person was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition during this past year. Now, since then, they have started to accumulate some anxiety and other, emotional and mental health symptoms and discomforts. And they also have not been able to really get a handle on this one diagnosis, because they're just being passed from specialist to specialist in the traditional healthcare ring, being offered different prescriptions, which this person is just simply not interested in. So this person reached out to me and said, hi, Dr. Rogers. I just wanted to talk to you today and ask you if you could support me at all and tell me, is there anything I can do to help my immune system get better or get stronger? Because here is what my endocrinologist said to me. The endocrinologist said to this person, well, now that you have one autoimmune condition, it's just highly likely that you're bound to get another one. And is there anything we can do about that? Not really. Your immune system now just is what it is. And so there's just nothing you can do about this. So I just have to take a deep breath when I think about that so I don't get angry. Because what I need to tell you all is this. I don't care what any traditional doctor tells you. I don't care how many years they went to school. I went to school for 15 years, but it doesn't matter really. I don't care what Google says. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is delivering you honest, truthful information. And let me say this to you. The immune system does not attack itself. Your immune system, it was designed to fight for you, not against you. It's your birthright, your immune system. It's a fighter that came along with you, that till the day you take your last breath here on this planet Earth is here to do that job, to protect you, to fight for you, to help you get rid of dis-ease, not invite dis-ease in. Your immune system is not a part of the mechanism that is driving those symptoms that you are experiencing on the surface. Your immune system is not and never will be a primary root cause of any symptom, condition, diagnosis, or disease. I don't care what any medical book says. I don't care what any research study says. I don't care what any doctor tells you. They are wrong. Your immune system is not designed to fight against you. It's designed to fight for you. So when you ask your doctor and your doctor says to you, your immune system is attacking itself, I want you to remember this. Your body will not attack you. It's not designed to do that. There's something deeper going on. What's going on beneath the surface is that something's happening. If we are saying that your immune system is a cause, then that's still not a cause. It's an effect, not a cause. So we're not digging deep enough. These doctors are not telling you the true root cause. They've gotten you one step further and they have identified that yes, you have a weak immune system, but you do not have an immune system that's attacking itself. So please understand that difference. Your immune system is just weakened. Now, why is your immune system weakened? Now, that is a question that they should be asking, and that is a question that we should be seeking the answers to, because if you have an autoimmune condition and you're diagnosed with that, then what it means is this. It means that your immune system's weakened. So it's not fighting for you the way it needs to, but why is that? Well, this is one of the things I do with my clients is determine what are the factors that impact your health and ability to heal that could actually be the reason why your immune system is so weak. Your immune system is not going to attack yourself. And let me say this also to traditional doctors in medicine. Shame on you. Shame on you for putting the blame back on the patient, back on us. When you are told that your immune system is attacking itself, we are just placing the blame of your health issue right back into your lap and your hands. And that way we take our step back as traditional doctors and say, oh, that's it. That's what we call success as traditional and mainstream doctors, is that we have labeled you with a diagnosis. But let me explain to you that a diagnosis is nothing more than that. It's a label. It's a name given to a group of symptoms that you are experiencing on the surface. That's all that it is. And let me also explain to you that in traditional mainstream medicine, and I know this because I used to work for them, and then I went out and worked for the healthcare industry, and learned the really deep, dark, dirty, evil stuff that really propels this system forward. And let me tell you, it's not because they're out there worrying about helping you heal, okay? It's because they're worried. This is a system driven by a desire to make money off of you. And so here's what happens. We label you with a diagnosis in mainstream medicine. Do you know what happens then? That diagnosis is attached to what's called a code. And that code, guess what, my friends, is now going to determine the course of how they treat you into infinity, because that code determines what we call in traditional medicine the standard of care. The standard of care does not mean that this is the standard that is what we consider the gold standard, or the best way to treat you. It's the standard that's been designed and developed not just by research, but by business, by money, by a return on investment. So you are not necessarily seen when you go into that system as somebody coming in there who needs support with their health. You are seen as a potential market for the products that they can sell and make a benefit and make a profit from, such as pharmaceuticals, such as testing, such as diagnostic labs. They're not always necessary. So please remember this. If you have been told that your immune system is attacking itself, or you've been diagnosed with an autoimmune condition and you're being told that this is a life sentence basically, and that now you're just going to continue to have another condition after another condition, you can and you will, because we create our own reality. So if that system is where you decide to stay, then you very well may manifest the reality that they are predicting. But let me just tell you that it is not a guarantee. You and only you is where the power lies. The power to heal, to stand still, that power, it's in you. It's in you. It's not with them. It's not in their computers that they stare at. It's not in those prescription bottles that they send you. It's not in the answers from those tests that they are interpreting. It's not in any of those things. And see, this is, I think, what scares them most of all. Because if you figure out that you don't need any of that, if you figure out that you have the power not just to heal yourself, but to achieve lasting health and wellness, and not to need to rely on them except for acute and extenuating circumstances, that's all we should be relying on traditional medicine for. If too many of you figure that out, and we don't need to be reliant on them anymore, that is not a very good look for their business model. They would prefer that you don't think for yourself. They would prefer that you go in there and blindly trust everything they tell you, because as long as you do and you do not question anything, and you just fill your prescription and you stay compliant and you do all the things that they want you to do, as long as you continue to do those things, they will win. They will win. Don't let them take that power away from you. Health is your birthright. Vibrant, radiant, lasting health and wellness, where you get up every day feeling energized, knowing you are in complete and total control of your ability to be a healthy and well human being, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. That power only lies in you. And nobody, not any traditional doctor, not any endocrinologist, not any one of those assholes can take that away from you, as long as you remember that the power has been here in you all along. So please, do not let them do this to you. Do not let them make you believe that you need to rely on them to survive. And see, that's the key word, isn't it? Surviving. Why is it so many of you choose to just simply survive and stay dependent on them? I'm here to tell you that there is another way. There is a better path. Now, this path, the path to lasting health and wellness, it's not an easy one, my friends. I will tell you that the path that keeps you in traditional medicine, it's a much easier path. It's much easier to take your prescriptions, manage your issues, and not think, take any other actions for yourself. But let me tell you that what I'm here to do is help you take your power back, help you reclaim your birthright, your lasting health and wellness. That is all that I want for anybody in the world. I almost had that taken away from me by traditional medicine, because I was this close to letting them convince me of all the things I'm telling you are lies today. Don't let them take that away from you. So many of us, I'm a doctor too, and I let them make me think for a second that maybe, just maybe, this was the way I had to live, that I had to accept a lesser, suboptimal quality of life, physically, mentally, and emotionally, into infinity, and that maybe I was just going to have to accept that I would constantly be suffering in some way, shape, or form. Suffering is not what we came here to do as humans. We came here to learn. We came here to grow. So we need to look at our pain as an opportunity to pay attention to what our bodies are really asking us for. They're not asking you for a prescription. They're not asking you for another blood draw. They're asking you to listen. What does your body really need? If lasting health and wellness is something you want and you're dealing, even if you're not dealing with an autoimmune condition, if lasting health and wellness is something that you want, I have to tell you that it requires a multiple layer approach. An approach that I take with every single one of my clients. An approach that first of all addresses all of the factors that impact your health and ability to heal. Because if you're being told you have an autoimmune condition, if you're being told your immune system is attacking itself, that's for a reason. It means your immune system likely is weak, but why is that? Well, it could be because you have underlying pathogens or toxins that are interacting in your body that are manifesting symptoms on the surface. It could be because you have a lot of stress in your life. It could be because there's some trauma going on that needs to be healed that never was. It could be that there are environmental factors in your home or your work environment that are actually creating a barrier for you and standing in your way and you just don't even realize it. It could be that you are actually putting into your body through diet and nutrition some of the very things that are feeding and fueling your health issues, that are weakening your immune system as a result. It could be because maybe you've been on prescription medications for over a decade, and the prescription medications, in case your doctors haven't told you, I'm going to tell you now, are filling your liver with toxins every single day. And the fuller your liver gets with those toxins and pathogens, the weaker your immune system becomes, because your liver is also an inherent part of your immune system and designed to fight for you. But when they become overburdened, your immune system and your liver, then it becomes harder for them to fight for you, right? Just like if you and I were talking now, and I was walking out to see you in the parking lot and you needed help, but then all of a sudden some guy ran over and put, 2 gigantic grocery bags in my arms. Well, now I'm coming over and it's going to be a lot harder for me to lend you a hand because I've got all this crap over here, right? I have to let that go so that all of a sudden I can open up this space to be able to give you my arms and my help and my support. Right? So I just want you to have this information. Please know that I am a leader who is here to lead a movement. I am here to break this system apart from the inside out. Well, I try actually from the outside in, because I tried to do it from the inside out. But I'm here to show all of you that lasting health and wellness, it is your birthright. I want you to know that every single day that you get up and decide that you maybe don't want to do this anymore, that maybe surviving, maybe managing your health issues isn't the way you want to be forever. Know that there's always a better way. Know that there's always a way that allows you to really break free. And it's not going to be the traditional way. So what does that way even look like? Oftentimes what I do with my clients is we start from the inside out, because truthfully, in traditional mainstream medicine, we work from the outside in. We hand you a bunch of strategies that a lot of people go out and implement and have temporary success with, but then ultimately on the other side, they end up still going back to their old ways. They end up still falling back into unhealthy patterns and habits that I know that we all know they don't want to be doing, but they just don't have the tools and they haven't been equipped with the empowerment and the knowledge and the resources to be able to manage those things. So true lasting health and wellness, it starts with you. Foundational work, inner work. Because have you ever thought about that? What are the thoughts, the beliefs, the stories that you tell yourself about your health and ability to heal that maybe have contributed to the place that you're in today, that need to be healed, that need some support, that need some nurturing, that just need somebody to, like me, to guide you, to say, hey, here's some things we need to pay attention to. Maybe there's a lot of stress in your life and that just really makes it difficult on any given day for you to find a way out. And maybe that is what needs to be addressed. true lasting health and wellness, it requires a multiple layer approach. So it doesn't just require connecting all the pieces of your puzzle, putting them back together again to connect the dots and look across all of your health issues and say, what's really going on here beneath the surface? What are the true root causes of why you're still stuck feeling the way you feel? Because those are the root causes we need to be targeting if lasting health and wellness is what you want, right? Because those prescriptions, those surface level solutions that you're handed by traditional medicine, that's all they're doing. They're suppressing a surface level symptom, but they're never dealing with all the stuff under here that's creating that symptom. So we got to get down there. We got to dig deep. And that's not always easy, but it requires work, and it requires that you have the support you need, right? We never get that support from mainstream medicine. All the years that I struggled on my healing journey, I went and sat in so many doctors' offices, naturopaths, holistic docs, just as many alternative doctors as I did mainstream. And each and every one I'd go in and I'd sit down, and all I really wanted was for them to just look at me and hear me and see me and help me feel like they actually were listening so that I could tell my story. Because all I wanted was someone to put the pieces of my puzzle together again, but no one ever did. Until I realized one day that that was exactly what I was here to do. So it requires putting the pieces of the puzzle together and helping you connect the dots to understand what are those root causes underneath the surface. But it's more than just that. Once we identify those root causes, it's about, again, addressing all the factors that impact your health and ability to heal. So what's going on at home for you? What's going on with your stress? What's work like for you? Do you know your true purpose? Are you connected to who you are deep down inside? Or are you just stuck in fight or flight, and maybe we need to do some nervous system regulation? And the way that that traditional medicine dismantles physical and emotional health and mental health is just a crime, in my opinion. It truly, truly is. So back to the person that brought me to tell this story today and brought me to talk to you and really lit me up. Like I said, this person sent me an email, and they had told their doctor, this doctor told them that, yes, you have an autoimmune condition, but now that you do, you're just at risk to have more, one condition after another, and there's nothing we can do to support your immune system or stop it. So this person also said to their endocrinologist, well, I'm also starting to experience some anxiety and other things. And this physician said to them, that's not my problem. It has nothing to do with this condition. You need to go speak to a mental health professional. That's incorrect as well. All of the things that you're dealing with physically, mentally, and emotionally, they're all connected. They're all related. The root causes that are creating all of those things are common ones, not necessarily separate. So shame on them. You are a whole human being, and that's how you deserve to be treated. And I'm just always going to be here to remind you of that. So please remember today that if you've been told that your immune system is what it is, that it's attacking itself, that these are all completely false. You can strengthen your immune system, and tips I would tell you to do today are find a liquid zinc sulfate. Start taking zinc every day. A majority of human beings on this planet are zinc deficient. Take a good vitamin C every day. I love the company Vimergy if you're looking for reliable supplements that can really truly help your immune system. Manage your stress. Disconnect from social media. Take a walk outside. There are things you can do each and every day to nurture your immune system. Just know that part of that is positive energy and putting yourself in a positive environment. So I'm also always addressing energetic and spiritual things with my clients because they cannot be separated from our physical health and wellness. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you all. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that it empowers you. What I'm always going to be here to do is to remind you every time we talk to take your power back. Mainstream medicine serves a function, and yes, they are amazing when it comes to things like catastrophic illness and acute issues and surgeries. However, we need to recognize what their place is, and their place is not for long-term health and wellness management. They are helpful to get a diagnosis. They are helpful to get a piece of the puzzle. But I want you to know that no matter how they talk to you, no matter how they make you feel, They don't know everything. No doctor, not me, not anybody, knows everything. There's just no such thing. And if true lasting health and wellness is what you want, you deserve that. And no matter what you're told, please always know that that is an available option to you. So I'm always going to be here to remind you that vibrant, lasting health is your birthright. And I'm always going to be here to encourage you to reclaim it, take your power back, and know that although the journey is a lifelong one, it's not easy. There's always going to be someone here, me, who supports you, who's in your corner, who's got your back with all the genuine, unconditional love and support in the world. All that being said, I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I can't wait to connect more later. Drop in the comments whenever you get a chance to hang out and check later. I haven't done, a lot of lives lately. I haven't done a little mini Reiki healing session lately. I've been thinking it'd be fun to do some of that kind of stuff again. So drop down in the comments and let me know. I'll check in. I'll make sure I reply to them. And just know that with all the love and sincerity in the world, I want you to know that genuineness and integrity are two of the most important priorities in my life. So it is always going to be with all my heart, with all the integrity and sincerity in the world, that I come and talk to you, that I connect with you. Being present and mindful is my way of being. This is how I always work with people and talk with people and connect with people. And I just always want to do it heart to heart, very genuinely. So anything you need, anything you'd like to see me talk about, questions this brings up, if you'd love to do a silent Reiki live together soon, let me know. But drop down below anything and everything that this brings up. Even if it's something that, if something I said triggered you today, let's talk about it. Let's talk about anything I may have said here today. So I just want to send you all off today with all the love and positive and healing energy in the world. And know that there's always someone here who loves you, who's got your back, who's here to protect your health and wellness, and stand strong as a leader for you, knowing that any injustices and misinformation that comes our way from traditional healthcare, I'll always be here to talk through and dissolve with you. So please just know I love you all so much, so grateful for you. This is always, always a safe, sacred healing space for you all to come, be supported, talk, share your stories, share your heart and your soul. That is who I am, and just want you to know that this is a place you can always be exactly as you are. So sending you all the love and healing energy in the world today, and can't wait to talk more.